We're launching a new series called Rebuilding America to showcase the ingenuity of individuals and communities who are working together to build a better world, one project at a time. This morning, we head to New Mexico, to the biggest cluster of out-of-this-world homes known as Earthships. They're at the forefront of sustainable housing and built from things you might find in a junkyard. Janet Shamlian shows us how concerns about climate change and energy prices are driving a huge increase in their popularity.
Along a rural road in northern New Mexico, they rise from the dusty desert with futuristic shapes resembling something from another planet. But these are what's known as Earthships, off-the-grid homes built into the ground, made mostly from recycled materials, what some would call garbage. Like used tires tightly packed with dirt for insulation and structural walls. And old bottles that become part of the interior.
It's kind of like stained glass, but we're using all recycled bottles.
There are no power lines, water lines, or sewage lines connected to this Earthship under construction. Electricity is generated from solar panels. Water is collected on the roof, then filtered. And the treated sewage nourishes plants and trees.
This is the outer greenhouse.
76-year-old architect Michael Reynolds is the grandfather of the Earthship concept.
So this is kind of the inner part of the building.
Building the first one in 1979 and teaching others ever since. There are more than 100 Earthships here, potentially many more soon.
Are you able to quantify the increase in, inquiries that you're getting?
Oh, I would say it's doubled.
In the last couple of years?
No, in the last couple of months.
Skyrocketing energy prices and a growing desire to live sustainably amid climate change are fueling demand for homes that generally don't use fuel.
What's it like to live in an Earthship?
It was a very, very small leap. What you're told at the beginning, oh my goodness, you're off grid. That's got to be the worst thing in the world.
John LaSala spent 40 years living and working in New York City.
I love the way this house functions.
He bought this Earthship 5 years ago for about $300,000 and says he hasn't looked back.
You practice what we all should be practicing, which is conservation. So if there's clouds for 3 days, you don't turn on the inverter, which means you have electricity for the primary stuff, but your computer and your stereo can't plug in. This room was built by the original owners.
His 1,200 square foot home has no microwave and no clothing dryer. On the other hand, the propane to heat water cost him about $90 a year.
No regrets?
No, none at all. None at all. I wouldn't live any other way.
A way others are considering.
We have a few things going on today to finish the house.
This is the Earthship Academy, a 4-week immersive class where people from all over travel to the community, about a 30-minute drive from Taos. Learning, like this Hollywood production designer, Bianca Farrow, how to build an Earthship.
Every job, we build all our sets and then we throw everything in the trash. And so I've just found over the years that in my free time, I just want to combat that in some way. I want to find solutions.
This home is already sold to a Florida couple. The students live in an Earthship while they learn.
You just have to come and see and experience it. I've been living in one for almost a month.
You don't need a class to check out life off the grid.
So this is just a master bedroom with a walk-in closet down below.
Homes like this are available on vacation rental sites. It's a chance to test drive a lifestyle of extreme sustainability. Just don't bring a hairdryer.
What would you say to someone who's looking around and interested in potentially living this way?
Your typical human still lives for the American dream. My custom home with my dressing room that has room for 60 pairs of shoes and blah, 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 blah. Those days, in my mind, I'm already seeing it, are gone.
Earthships are an oddity. But amid renewed interest in living untethered, a surge of eco-friendly construction here. And for those who've already made the lifestyle choice, validation.
It's kind of like a conspiracy of enlightenment. Everybody's their way, but they live here all for basically the same reason. They want to be off-grid, they like the isolation of it, they like the stunning beauty of it, and they think this is a better way to go.
Otherworldly homes designed to protect Earth. For CBS Mornings, Janet Shamlian at the Earthship community in New Mexico.
I am fascinated by that.
Yeah, I think it's very cool looking, but I would like some neighbors. I don't want to live out there
And you
all
want to
by
live in New
myself.
Mexico? That's where this was.
Yeah, and I like New Mexico, but I would just like some neighbors. But I do think it's very cool. I like what he said, a conspiracy of enlightenment, and that you could test drive the lifestyle if you want to see if it's for you. But the house looks nice.
Yeah, I don't want to generalize people in America, but I'll describe myself. I do live in excess, and I realize that. You know, you walk around your house, you have more than you need, lights on everywhere, and you're wasting energy. And I think to myself, as I am an aspiring minimalist, how can I downsize my life in a way that is more fulfilling, but then also better for the world? And this right here is an opportunity to do
so. You're ready to test drive the
I'm going
lifestyle?
to test drive. I'm going to rent it.
Mrs. Burleson said.
One of my next vacations, I'll rent it.
Okay.
For sure, I'll let you know.
All right, we're coming right.
Rebuilding America is sponsored by Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com.